Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to do a twin flame reading. I haven't done one in, I feel like it's been a couple months. So let's talk about this real quick. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be a longer reading, no doubt. And we're going to look at the divine masculine and we're going to look at the divine feminine, and we're going to allow them to have a conversation. I'm going to use two different decks, one for the divine masculine and one for the divine feminine. I'm going to use the psychic tarot, by the way, for the feminine, and the tarot dreams for the masculine. And then I'm giving them their own clarifiers. So for the feminine, we're going to use the Gilded Tarot. We'll put that right there. And for the masculine, we're going to use the Luminous Tarot. So we'll put these right here. Now, as I say that, I want you to understand that we carry both masculine and feminine energy. So you may relate to, I may say the masculine, but you may be female and be like, no, that's me. That's fine. I feel like you'll find yourself here, whatever side it's on. So what I'm really looking for is those who are not in union. You may be speaking, you may not be speaking, whatever that case may be. But this is more for those that are not in union, but are looking for that. Now, a twin flame relationship, it is not an easy relationship. So it's not, I feel like it's not something you really want to seek out, like, oh, I want a twin flame relationship because it's the highest level of all. Well, that could be, but it also comes with the most lessons because we are each other's mirror. So, we're going to point out each other's, I don't want to say flaws, because I feel like, some people just love what we call our flaws, but we are each other's mirror. Let's just put it that way. So what I'm looking for is to see where each energy is at, each side is at, just what's going on, what we need to know. And I like to be very realistic. So, sometimes a reading may not be meant for you. There may just be certain messages. Sometimes it's going to resonate 100%. So know that going in, like it could be for me. But, and if it is for you, I feel like you'll feel it. This is an intuitive reading. I use the cards as tools, but I'm really using, allowing myself to be a vessel for you to see what's going on. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now because, again, it's going to be somewhat of a longer reading. Let's start with the masculine, though. And again, I'm going to use the Tarot of Dreams. Already pre-shuffled, but I'm going to give it a couple shuffles. And I just want to know what's going on. Current energy. What's going on? I feel like more and more twin flames and soulmates are coming into union, or doesn't have to necessarily be union, but are coming together, and then, union will follow. Though we do have free will. Dang that free will. Alright, let's give them a cut. And I am going to shuffle for the cards. Okay, so I'm starting first with the masculine. Again, you may be on either side. We open up with the Palace of Cups. Palace of Cups. Look at this. We have Temperance next to that. This is about divine timing. But patience is required. That's Temperance's main message. Patience, my child. Some of you are like, but I've had patience. I get that. I get that. I didn't come together with mine until, well, we've been together now 3.5 years, I think. We have the Eight of Cups. I feel like the masculine is thinking of walking away from something. We have the Two of Pentacles that flipped around in the deck. So I am going to take it because it was in the upright. Usually I want something to come to the table, but if it's in the upright, I'm going to take it. So definitely looks like we have the masculine over here questioning something. Okay, we'll turn those around. We have the King of Wands, can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It is coming right under Sagittarius' major arcana, Temperance. But it certainly doesn't have to be. To me, this would be the king that is ready to take some type of action. And I do feel that because of the Eight of Cups. You know, I feel like it's interesting because this Eight of Cups is mirroring the Palace of Cups. And I'm not feeling that this king is in the Palace of Cups. I feel like this king wants the Palace of Cups. And I'm saying that because what's mirroring the Palace of Cups, first of all, is that Eight of Cups. So, you know, I feel like it's someone who is not found the emotional satisfaction that they had hoped for. And then we have the Hermit, card of Virgo. You know, it's a number 9, and this can certainly take some time. This tells me that who's ever over here has been in this state of reflection, some deep soul reflection, emotional reflection, no doubt. I feel like they're questioning at this moment whether to leave their current situation. Now, is it, you know, so that they can be with you? I don't know yet. But if, as I look at their current situation, I feel like, you know, they're in this time period of reflecting upon their life. They're looking at the things that potentially did not go right. You know, if you know this person or are with this person, then potentially I feel like you may be on their mind. You know, it's like they may have been with someone else or they may be with someone else, but I don't feel like they're finding that, again, that emotional satisfaction. They're, you know, their soul's not being fulfilled. You know, maybe other earthly things are being fulfilled, but I don't feel like their soul is fulfilled. And I feel like they're realizing that. They're realizing that. Then you have the Two of Pentacles here, which, you know, you can call it the Juggler's card. But I feel like this is really about using, especially mirrored by the Hermit. This is more about, let me bring this down a little bit. This is more, to me, about making a logical decision in my life. I feel like I do feel like this king is slow moving, but in the same breath, I feel like, you know, I feel like this king is slow moving, yes. However, I do feel like in the same breath, the divine is taking them down a certain journey. And this journey, once they're done with that. So what I mean is, you know, sometimes twins come into each other's lives or come into the same lifetime, but maybe we don't get together until later in life. And the reason why I feel is because we need these experiences. You know, our soul needs like different experiences to evolve. And then when the twins come together, well, they bring so much wisdom to the table. And I like that the Hermit is representing the masculine's last card. You know, this is someone who does become what I feel like the wise old soul. And I don't mean they have to be old. I just mean that they're so much wiser than what they were. This is someone I feel like is definitely reflecting upon their life and what they want to do with their life. I don't feel that there is satisfaction again. But that doesn't always mean it's easy to make these changes, you know. But the Eight of Cups is about a new beginning. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Look at this, Two of Wands. I may have brought that down a little too far. Two of Wands. So, this is a new path. And what I love about the Two of Wands path, and you know, especially with Temperance here and the King of Wands, is, first of all, this is a path where action is required. but it's something that must pique my interest. It's something that's desirable. It's like, even if I don't know what it is, I'm starting to feel this energy, and I just know that it doesn't exist where I'm at. So I have to take a step forward into what's ever going to be new. So I feel like we have this masculine over here in potential energy of moving on from his current situation. Again, I'm saying him, it can be her. But I definitely feel like, one of the most important things I feel like to this king is that I move on, but I move on in a way where I have clarity over why, understanding that I'm not satisfied, understanding that it's okay to chase after my own dreams. And I do feel with the Palace of Cups and the Eight of Cups, it is about like finding that emotional fulfillment that I feel like they know is out there now. I feel like going through the Hermit's energy, which we can say is like the dark night of the soul. This is where we're having those experiences, and then we're asking those questions, to divine, like, what's my purpose? Like, why am I not fulfilled? What is it I'm seeking that I haven't found yet? How can I find it? The Hermit's really seeking the light, and the Hermit realizes, I am the light. It's up to me. It is my actions, right? So in one breath, I'm happy that this person is having some spiritual clarity, because I feel like if this is about the two of you eventually coming together, I would much rather see this person move towards you as the wise one, as someone who does have emotional clarity. I feel like this is someone who's not going to be dragging their past into their future. If anything, I feel like that's exactly what they don't want. Temperance, divine timing. Temperance says, let go of control of the things that you cannot control. Hand it over to the universe. But there are things that you can control. There are things that it does take your physical action. And I feel like that's what would divine may be saying to them. Like, if you're not satisfied in the energy that you're, in the situation you're in right now, it is going to take your physical action to change it. But I feel like if they're willing to do that, if they're willing to take that step forward, well, with Temperance here, I always feel like Temperance is mixing that perfect recipe together. And I feel like she's responsible to fill up both cups equally. Right now, she seems to be on the masculine side. We are going to look for synchronicities, though. Okay, so that's just giving us a clue. But let's bring in the the feminine, and then we'll go deeper. But let's get the main cards on the table first. Again, I'm using the Psychic Tarot for what I'm calling the Divine Feminine. And let's begin. Memories of love. Look at that. Memories of love. So I definitely feel the feminine, or let's just say the person on this side of the table. I feel like, memories of love. It's when I'm thinking of someone, and it really, what do I want to say? Like, I want to say melts my heart. There's someone that I must know. Now, this could be a previous lifetime, of course, and you probably have lived previous lifetimes. I might actually bring out the past life tarot just to, or it's an oracle, just to go a little deeper. We'll see. But memories of love. So both sides are opening with water. The Star. your dreams, your hopes, your wishes. This is about manifesting them. I find it kind of interesting that you both open up with water. Both very loving cards, very loving type energy. And then you both move into a major arcana following that. The masculine, divine timing, temperance, patience. But I feel like, if I'm on this side, like I probably have had patience. Over here, the star, about manifesting your dreams, your wishes, bringing them into fruition. It's not just about like, oh, I wish and I hope. Now, there's some things we cannot control. Like maybe we cannot control when this person makes that move. But I do feel like they're in the mindset of it right now. And I feel like for some of you, it's like you may have just like all of a sudden start thinking about someone that maybe you haven't thought about it for a long time. Wow. I feel like when that happens, it's because they're thinking of you. Star card is also the card of Aquarius, by the way. We have truth. This is judgment, another major arcana. Interesting because over here we have the Eight of Cups. So this is someone who has or is in that period of reflection over their emotional house. I'm just looking at the cups that have spilled over. I'm trying to find clarity. Maybe I'm trying to find clarity how I even ended up where I'm at. Again, I don't want anyone to regret because I feel like everything that each is going through, it's with purpose. But truth talks about the present moment so that there can be a rebirth in your life. And I love that it's following the star card. And then the Eight of Cups. 8 is about a new beginning. As above, so below. So it's connected to infinity. Oh, okay. Wow. Accelerated motion. Funny, because I also read this card as what I think about, I bring about. And coming under the Six of Cups, memories of love. What I think about, I bring about. I try to be as realistic as I can be. I'm reading, I'm reading your story is what I'm doing. But I know it's not everybody's story, or you're in different periods of the story. But this is fast-moving energy. So I feel like this is saying when this person finishes their final reflection, because the Hermit is about the final reflection, I feel like they're going to start moving forward. Now, does that mean they're going to move right over to your side? Well, maybe not. But I find it very interesting that I just get this feeling that some of you, like, just out of the blue, now this, you could be even thinking about this person for a year, but I feel like out of the blue, like, they're on my mind. They're on my mind. Even if I loved them at one time, but, life got in the way and broke us up. That's what happened with us, with my twin flame. We were together when we were teenagers, and then life did its thing, and we went our separate ways, and then now, 40 some years later, we're back into union. So, you never know. You just never know. And I know that because that's my life. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how things have happened. But truth is really trying to get you ready if you're on this side. It's bringing you to the present moment. Even though I may be thinking back, it still wants you in the present moment. It still wants you to help manifest your dreams. You know what I mean? But it feels like it's coming sooner than I expected. All right. Excuse me. Awareness. Awareness under hope. Heartache and loss. 3 of Swords. But then look at this. Another 2. So even though we have the 3 of Swords, which tells me that chances are some of you were together and something did happen. There was a breakup, and it definitely affected you. You know, this could talk about 3 lifetimes. It's interesting because I did Aries reading. It was the first one, and I can't get it to upload, but it really was speaking about lovers who had, this is their 3rd lifetime, and it was like, this is the life to get it right. This is the lifetime to get it right. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you may be Aries that are here. But anyways, 3 of Swords is talking about the past. And I feel like that's why Judgment's coming over that. I do feel like, let's say that, excuse me, let's say that something did happen that was difficult, right? The breakup was difficult. I do feel like over here, you are going to have to be able to forgive, and really understand. You know, again, you may meet your twin flame at one time in your life, and you may feel that instant connection, but then I'm telling you, sometimes life is meant to break us up because each twin still needs their own unique experiences. And then when you come together, I feel like, you know, you're the power couple. It doesn't promise you that it's all going to be, you know, roses and wine. There's still lessons, right? Well, now I got to look right in that mirror. Am I able to do that? And I feel like that's where I'm going to have to be able to forgive. And how can I forgive? Well, maybe if I can try to understand the situation more. You know, I feel like this person over here got themselves into a situation, maybe even like a karmic relationship, and you know, everything looks good in the beginning, but give someone time to reveal who they truly are. And I feel like that's what they're realizing over here. I also feel like they're realizing who they are and their part, right? Because the Hermit is mirroring this 3 of Swords. So this person is also reflecting on probably previous pain that they may have caused, you know, because it seems to land on this side. However, we have the 2 of Wands again. So the synchronicities of what they have on the bottom in their deck and what you have on this side. Let's see what's on the bottom of this deck. Look at this. Recognition and rewards. Who better to give you that recognition than your twin? Who better? Who's going to understand your soul more? No one. You know, and I feel like this is also the energy of being humbled. Like, sometimes we just don't believe that we can find this love, right? And we base that on where we've been and who we've been with, and, you know, the hardships. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person has caused, you know, a dagger in your heart 3 times. It could be this person and 2 other people. But it does feel like over here, there has been a little bit of suffering. I feel like there's been suffering over here too, but a different type of suffering. Anyways, first of all, 2 of Wands to the 3 of Wands. Right away, we have progression. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to take the Gilded Tarot, and first thing I want to do is connect them right down the middle. Let's give them a couple shuffles. I try to shuffle as quiet as I can. I know a lot of you wear headphones or earbuds. Let's give them a cut. And I'm just going to take a couple right down the middle. Excuse me, guys. Alright, we start with the Strength card. First of all, it's a card of Leo. But you know what I really feel like this is talking about? The The Strength card is talking about each of our own demons. Like we each have we all carry that light and dark, negative and positive, feminine and masculine. And I feel like the Strength card is when I'm willing and able to look at my own demons, find balance within myself. This tells you, I feel like with the Strength card, it's the ability to really overcome. Overcome what? I feel like the past, or even my expectations of how I thought it would be. Maybe it wasn't meant to be that way then. Maybe now it is. And again, I'm living this energy, so I know it very well. So we have the Strength card. Then we have the Page of Cups. Well, I feel like the Page of Cups is your younger energy. And we can say that it's a water sign, but I don't even want to put a sign upon it. I just feel like it's more about, younger love and learning. I'm learning and growing through my experiences, through different relationships. Even though the Three of Swords is heartache, and that sucks, there's much to learn from that at the same time. Page of Cups to me is about bringing yourself back to that inner child energy. Being, what's the word I want to use? Well, I feel like as soon as we each deal with our own demons and bring ourselves to balance, and again, Temperance is looking for that balance. I feel like, again, and then Strength card is an 8, so a new beginning. I feel like it's like bringing your inner child to life. We have the 8 of Cups. And then look at this. The 2 of Cups. Now, this represents a soulmate in Tarot, but it really represents love. And to me, it represents a very special type of love. It's interesting because I felt that someone, whether you've been with this person yet or not, I feel like as soon as you are, and no matter how it comes together, I feel like there is the recognition of each other's soul. Like, I know that I've been with you before. Like, I know that we know each other beyond this lifetime. And again, I may not think those exact thoughts, but in some format, I feel like that is what I'm reflecting upon. And it could be on both sides. Here is this 8 of Cups. Here is this 8 of Cups. And then the 2 of Cups. And to me, that just feels like this is them coming together. I mean, they're looking eye to eye. Both cups are filled equally. This is about equality. Not just any old love. Certainly not karmic. Remember, I feel like over here, that's what they were in, a karmic relationship. That means there's something they needed to learn. And us rushing them out of it wouldn't do them, we're not helping them by rushing them out of it, because if they don't learn it, then they're doomed to repeat it. And it can be on both sides. However, I do definitely feel this person over here is reflecting upon this person over here. And I feel like because they're reflecting on this person, I feel like almost like, how did I let them get away? Or how did I not know? Why do I still think about them? All those questions, like, why are they, even if I'm in other relationships, like, they're the ones who live in my heart. So even if I don't put a title to who this person over here is, I know that there's something special, right? I know it's more than just anybody else that I've been with. All right. Let's bring out the Luminous Tarot. And let's go over this. Give him a cut. Yes, we will take you. Look at this. The Six of Cups. This is why you use different decks. I'm looking to see if there's synchronicities, and right off the bat, Six of Cups, the very first card on this side. Now the Six of Cups is right over the Palace of Cups on this side. If you are wondering why all of a sudden, again, why am I all of a sudden thinking of someone? It is because they are thinking of you. Not just thinking of you. Now listen, if you're over here, I feel like what you're thinking about is leaving a current situation and moving towards much more fulfillment. You know, you could say with this person having the Two of Wands, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to jump right into a relationship over here. However, something special seems to be happening, because I do feel like this person is realizing that there is someone, you, if you're over here, who they want to share that Palace of Cups with. It's, you know, they're not in the Palace of Cups, but there it is, right? It's showing, but I don't feel like they're in it. I know they're not in it. I know they haven't reached it yet, but they're starting to realize that there's a potential of reaching that. They're just with the wrong person. But again, that is what they have to figure out, right? Especially if it's a karmic. We have to allow them to learn that lesson. And, you know, I feel like when it's a karmic, we're going through it because it's something we have done to another. So now we have to experience it so that we can learn from it. And when we learn and complete the lesson, we don't have to repeat it again. So we want them to learn that lesson. Okay, but beautiful synchronicities already. Let's keep going. We have the Knight of Wands coming over Temperance. You know, I feel like Temperance is like telling the masculine, slow down. You move too fast. Slow down, just for one reason and one reason only. Because having the clarity, because they have to find balance within themselves, right? Because they have to understand, you know, well, I don't feel like they have to understand who you are, because I already feel like that love exists. You know, that love does exist. Doesn't guarantee us anything, though. But the Knight of Wands, wow. This is also fast-moving energy, and it's filled with passion and desire. Right over Temperance. And then we have the Nine of Wands over the Eight of Cups. I kind of love seeing this, because this is someone who is looking at their own responsibility as it relates to their emotional house. How important. This is someone who is going to be able to figure out their own part. Like, you know, what is it that I keep doing wrong, that I keep getting the same type of situation over and over again? You know, what is my part in, let's say, maybe this not being together? How did I end up here instead of over here? All of that. So this is a deep reflection, but this is really looking at one's own responsibility. And I also have a feeling this person may have had a lot of responsibilities. And sometimes, you know, when you're in that energy, it's hard to walk away. Like, you know, especially if they have, like, kids, let's say. And it's not that they're walking away from their kids. I don't feel that. But, you know, like, if I leave this, what will my children think, type of thing. But I feel like they're moving beyond that. Because, you know, everybody's got a right to have love in their life. Alright, just keep going. We're going to flip over to this side on the top. Interesting too, the Knight of Wands over here are mirroring the star. So sometimes I feel like we just don't believe something can come true. And listen, you know, we have to be realistic, but it's the same breath. Did I expect my twin to reach out 40 some years later? No. Did I plan it? Was I even thinking about it? No. But it happened. Now, he'd always lived in my heart, and I've always lived in his heart. So, just makes sense. Like, when we got together, it was when, I have to say, we really, really needed each other. Alright. Don't love that. This is the Eight of Swords. Self-created prison. I get it, though. It's almost like, first of all, another 8 right below it. This can block an opportunity, no doubt. And I feel like if I block it, it's because I haven't cleared the 3 of Swords. I haven't forgiven. And not just this person. This is about releasing past energy, old energy, energy that just will no longer serve you. That's what judgment is here for, right? Bringing you to the present moment so that you can have a rebirth in your life. You are going to have to take a leap of faith, I feel like. But you do need to break yourself free from this. Now, I'm not telling you to take anyone, let's say if you were together before, to take them back. That has to come from you. But you do want to look to see, like, what kind of barriers do I have up? What kind of walls have I built due to past heartache? How can I better clear that? You know, forgiveness is, I feel like, number one. And again, you're not condoning the act. You're just saying, I'm no longer willing to carry that energy with me. You know what I mean? Because it is, I feel like we need to be free and clear. Like, our energy needs to be free and clear. However, you know, being realistic, maybe because it seems to, like, you know, maybe like nothing is happening and then all of a sudden things start moving very quickly. Well, that can throw me into a little chaos also. But I feel like, well, then take a moment, slow it down, you know, allow each other to see where each other's at. I do feel like, you know, when this person moves towards you, they are so much wiser than what they were. I feel like they've really learned a lot about life and, you know, areas that they got stuck in. I feel like they have connected to their soul's wisdom. But look at this, the Ace of Swords over the Star. Ace of Swords, communication. Communication. Mirroring the Knight of Wands, passion, desire, fast moving. This could be someone who has figured it out so much and knows without a doubt that you are who I want. But that doesn't mean that this person over here is going to be completely open to it, right? We carry that humanness within us. Sometimes we forget that we're also a spiritual being, and this is definitely about the spirit, the soul. The Eight of Swords to me is a man-made energy. You know, it's where I'm protecting myself. But truly, it does you no good to be in that energy. And truly, the only one who can free you is you. And, you know, it's interesting because I feel like even if you're in that self-created prison, I still feel like your thoughts are being, I don't want to say manipulated, but your thoughts are being, like you're all of a sudden having thoughts of someone. And it may not be all of a sudden, but you may feel it. Like, oh, I just feel like something may be coming my way, and it's scary. It's scaring me. But in the same breath, I feel like it's what you're trying to manifest. Be careful what we ask for. We just might get it. So this Ace of Swords coming right over your wish card. Alright, let's keep going. And I don't know why I keep saying you, like I'm assuming you're over here. Again, put yourself wherever you're at. Alright, well, interesting, because I turned them around because I thought they were both in reverse, but one's in the upright and one is flipped around. So I'm going to take them the way that they came out. With the Seven of Cups coming over Judgment. Again, what does Judgment want you to do? Want you to bring yourself to the present moment. In the Eight of Swords, you're not in the present moment. You're still lost in the past. You're still blocking yourself because of past actions. Same with the Three of Swords. Like your spiritual team is really pointing that out to you. Like you got to look at those daggers, understand them as much as you can. It just reminds me of like a situation I was in many, many, many years ago, where, like, I guess I allowed someone to treat me horribly, and I was in that Eight of Swords. I felt stuck, and 5 years went by, and then one day I made the decision. I just made a decision. This is it, and I packed my bags and I left. And my whole life changed. And then I thought to myself, why did I wait 5 years to do that? What kept me in that? Well, I know the person I was with is definitely a narcissist. So I know they kind of kept my mind a little trapped. But I learned that I had to free myself. I had to free my own thoughts. I had to know that, it was me who had to take that step forward. And now I'm in a completely different life. So anyways, Seven of Cups. What do I do? What do I do? It's like, ring, ring. Do you remember me? It's funny because it's making me remember when Sam called me. First thing he said to me is, he said our song back in the day was Night Moves by Bob Seger. And he said a couple lines from the song. And he's like, what's that remind you of? And I didn't even recognize his voice at first. So I didn't even know who it was. I thought it was one of my brother's friends. I don't even know why. But it wasn't. It was Sam. So anyways, Seven of Cups. It's like I want to choose one. I want to choose a cup, right? But I feel like every time I choose a cup, I end up in the Three of Swords energy. I feel like the best advice I can give you for that is look back, like know yourself. I'm not saying blame yourself, just know yourself, like in relationships. Just like I was saying with my experience, that it took me 5 years to realize the only one who could set me free was me. It just, I don't know, like still today I'm amazed, like why did it take me so long? So I definitely feel a little fear factor on this side. And then we have the Queen of Swords, but she's in reverse. Interesting, because I have a feeling this person over here, even though I feel like no matter what, they are going to make the communication. They are going to reach out in some way. But I do feel like they feel they may be met with like fighting words, almost like I know that I'm gonna have to like explain. I know that I'm gonna have to make them feel that I'm being truthful and honest when I say that I want them in my life. But I do feel like they are thinking, I don't know how well this is going to go over. So it's interesting because I feel like both are thinking about each other. This person's clearing up past energy, a lot of reflection going on. This person over here kind of created that prison, but still the memories are there. getting, seeping through that wall. Even if I try to stop it, they're still there. So I feel like this person's picking up on that energy. And it may be one of the reasons why the Two of Pentacles is there, because they may be feeling like, okay, so I have clarity now, and you may have had clarity before, and they didn't, and now they do, and now I'm over here, or like I feel like my soul definitely wants you, but my mind, my thoughts are running rampant with fear of not wanting to repeat, right? Not wanting to get hurt. And I don't feel like you will. I feel like, if anything, what's the best advice I could give to that is just lend them your ear. Hear what they have to say. And entrust your energy. In the Eight of Swords, you're not trusting your energy, because it is your energy that will protect you. Think of yourself as having an energy force around you. Anything that tries to get through that energy force, if it's of the dark, it's going to set off the alarms. It's like those red flags. But a lot of times we ignore those red flags, and we allow that energy to penetrate our energy force. Well, we can do the opposite of that also. Take time. Listen to what they have to say. Go step by step, if it's what you want. But with the Star here, it is telling me it's what you want. Both of you have divine energy. On this side, Temperance. So patience, right? Patience so they can learn the lessons that they needed to learn. Patience so that they can be who you need them to be. I love that the Hermit is their last card, because I feel like it really is speaking about the reflection they've done in their life and the understanding they eventually come out of the situation with. I also feel like for someone, this person could be a teacher. We have the Three of Cups that flipped around in the deck. And again, I normally don't take something unless it comes to the table, but if it flips around in the deck, I do, if it's face up. Three of Cups. Well, that's the energy of joy. Celebration. It's a reason to celebrate. If nothing else, I feel like this person is celebrating themselves. And I mean that in a spiritual way. Like I do feel like they're setting themselves free from something, but not till after they've reflected upon it. And I feel like, why the reflection? I feel like that's what divine wants them to do. That's probably what their soul came here to do, to have these type of experiences, some of them karmic. And again, I love that they're reflecting upon that, because that means they won't repeat it. All right, keep going. Ace of Wands, beautiful, coming over the Hermit, beautiful, action, at just the right time. Now, I know that maybe I wanted it years before this time, but this feels like at the right time. This person is going to take action. And look at this, the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups coming over here. over accelerated motion. The Eight of Wands. What I think about, I bring about. Memories of love. And then the Ten of Cups. So, could ultimately be the final destination. Look at this, the Magician over the Magician. So funny. I get so excited in tarot readings. Like, I've been doing it for so long, but it still blows my mind. The synchronicities. Magician over the Magician. I feel like both of you are manifesting, but it's in divine timing. You know, I feel like maybe I've been trying to manifest someone, but I feel like in a way, this person, this may sound weird, but has been protected against this coming together at that point because of what they're going through and the reflection and the growth that their soul really needed. And it's only going to benefit you. Both of you have the Six of Cups, both thinking of the other. Both of you carrying the Magician's energy, the ability to manifest. You know, just the way I laid this card though, I can see that it's pointing up to the Eight of Swords. So that is the one energy I would say, who's ever over here, you want to look at. Because again, no one can free you from that except for you. You know, not even my twin. I've got to be able to uncreate this prison and learn to trust my energy force. All right, let's keep going. You know, I feel like if I'm over here, my phone rings. Hello? Hi, this is so-and-so. Will you talk to me? Can I talk to you? And I feel like inside, this person over here is excited, is joyful. But I feel like they're not going to show it. Not right away. I do feel like this person is going to I do feel like they're going to have to push a little bit. But I feel like ultimately, this is someone who is, I feel like they already have the realization of who you are. And I'm not saying a twin, because I feel like a lot of people don't even know what that means. But let's just say they know that you are the one who holds that special place in their heart. You always have. And you always will, by the way. You know, that's the thing about a twin. Even if you don't come together in this lifetime, you will be together again. I forget what I was saying, so let's just keep going. I feel like they do have some work cut out for them over here, though. We have the King of Pentacles. Interesting, we have the King of Pentacles over here, mirroring the Queen of Swords over here. This Queen being in reverse, though. This can signify Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Hello, my moon. But again, I feel like this Queen is in reverse because I feel like the masculine is somewhat worried that their communication may not be received in the way that they hope it will be received. And then the King over here can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But you guys know in my readings, like I'll give you the signs, but then I don't even think about that sign anymore. I'm just looking at this person's energy. So the King of Pentacles. First of all, King of Pentacles is someone who has learned to look at life from the big picture down. And that's a good thing. This is also someone who loyalty is important in the upright. Doesn't mean they're always loyal. But they did come in the upright. This is someone who wants to set down roots. You know, maybe I thought, again, I feel like, we can all say, like, we've been in those relationships where in the beginning everything just seems so beautiful and lovely. And then, just like the experience I told you, well, that's how it was in the beginning. And then, I don't know, 3 months into it, like, everything changed. It's like the person really started to show themselves. I shouldn't have said that, because I'm not feeling that with this king. I feel like this would be a king that represents loyalty. But in the same breath, I may say that to you, but you need to believe that. And I mean that as them saying that to you. Like, I feel like they'll say, I know that I'm saying this to you, and I know, I have to show you. I know that. This king's holding a big pentacle. To me, a pentacle means it's something that's coming into your physical life. You have the Ten of Cups mirrored by this king, both carrying again the magician's energy, even if one is fearful of it. It's funny, sometimes we feel like, okay, I've reflected, I've done all that work, but then the Eight of Swords appears. So it tells you maybe you haven't done all the work, and I'm calling it work. Really what I mean is learning not to live a life of regret. It's like, I could judge myself for the stupid 5 years, right? But instead, I look at, the ultimately me finding the strength to move on from that. That's what I choose to look at now. I feel like this king or masculine will say, this isn't just about hooking up. This is about a forever type energy. I still feel like they'll have to talk you into it a little bit. I want to take these below, and I want to go right down the middle. I wasn't going to make it quite so long, but I feel like I need to. So I'm going to go right down the middle. The star. Now the star is on this side. Hello world. The next chapter. What I love about the world, I know you guys hear me say this all the time, but it's true. I feel like the world's chapter is the closest chapter to God. I feel like it's the most spiritual time in our life. Why? Because we've looked at our life through a spiritual lens. And when we look at our life through a spiritual lens, we don't judge ourselves or even judge others. We understand the situations. We understand the humanness. Like, we were created imperfect. But the world chapter, to me, I feel like is a portal that opens up that is for the rest of your life. I love that the star is coming right before that. We have the Seven of Wands. I'm laughing because this is really the energy of standing up for oneself, defending oneself, and I feel like, but I'm not feeling it in an aggressive way. Like, I almost feel like this person is realizing, as I move forward over here, that I am going to have to defend my actions, so to speak. I also feel like another realization they've had in their lifetime, let's say, is their own energy. Like, was I too aggressive? Am I someone who's been too aggressive? Have I been someone who is unbendable? Who it's my way or the highway type energy. And, this person over here chose the highway. All right, Eight of Cups. Ten of Swords. And look at this. The Marriage card. Wow. To me, this is the most beautiful love card in the tarot, because this talks about true commitment. And with the World card here, the next chapter, the Ace of Wands, them taking a step forward and maybe reaching out and making communication. The Ten of Cups, the potential of where we can take this. But the Four of Wands tells me that this is someone who not only is willing to make a commitment, wants to make that commitment. Everyone in this energy wants to be there. And I feel like once they're together, at this point, they won't be able to imagine themselves without each other. However, we cannot ignore the Ten of Swords. So this is somewhat of a pattern. You know, this could talk to you about, you know, that Three of Swords, that heartache. I could have found myself in like a repeat pattern. I don't feel like it's with this person. I feel like it's just, well, some of it is. I feel like it's just life. And I'm not interested in any more daggers. But at the same time, the energy of freeing oneself from that self-created prison is going to be so important. And the Eight of Cups right below that, I feel like it gives you the ability to do that, right? Clearing up that emotional house so that I can jump into this next portal. Ten of Swords always wants to come to an end, but we have to allow it to. You know, it is like dagger after dagger after dagger in the back. But I got to see that. I got to know that. I don't want to create, again, a wall around me. I want to see. I want to know why I took these daggers. Like, why did I allow myself to take these daggers? Actually, I want to look at that. The Ten of Wands. Now, it came in reverse, but it makes complete sense to me, because the Ten of Wands is the energy of, you know, I feel like this person over here, what they're learning or what they have learned or what they have the ability to learn is, I may have been, or I may be the type of person that tends to put all the responsibility of a relationship on my shoulders. Like, I carry the weight of it. But I gotta know that. And again, I feel like it could be talking about this person, but I feel like it would have been of a younger time. But I also feel like it's talking more than just this person. I feel like it's talking about relationships in period. Like, I've been the giver, and haven't been receiving, right? I keep getting the daggers, even though I give, I get a dagger. So it's a pattern. And got to break free from it. Now, this Ten of Wands came in reverse. And I have to tell you, I often feel when the Ten of Wands comes out, or the Ten of Swords, secretly, I want a tower. Secretly, I want the universe to help me to end this feeling, end this fear. Help me see what changes I can make so I can have a better life, be a better me. Be better in love. And I don't mean give more. I mean understanding that you deserve to receive. And if you're not receiving, or you haven't been receiving, then you know, what are you going to do with that? So I feel like this person has been in somewhat of a pattern. Interesting, because I feel like both have their own things that they're going through. But I feel both can get through what they need to get through. Alright, I'm still not ready to end it. I think what I want to do is, I just want to take a couple cards right down the middle You know, we have beautiful love cards here. We have the Palace of Cups. We have 2 sixes of cups. We have 2 stars. We have the World, which signifies the next chapter. And then the Ace of Wands, which is the ability to make it happen. And then it moves into the Ace of Swords, right? Which is ultimately or potentially communication that comes in. And then the Four of Wands, that commitment, that type of love. You know, I feel like that is, it's a very high level type of love. Is that the right? High vibrational love. And, you know, it doesn't mean that there aren't issues or there weren't issues. But what it does mean is that these two souls, if they're willing to, this person over here, break themselves free from that prison, look to see what's been a repeat pattern in my life and clear that. I feel like that opens up this chapter for you. This person, also deep reflection, but also looking at their part. You know, where have I gone wrong? What have I done? You know, and again, it's not about judging. I'm not trying to judge myself. Your spiritual team's not judging you. They're just trying to get you ready. All right. Let's go right down the middle. Excuse me. We have the Six of Wands. Look at that, 2 sixes. We have the Six of Swords. Hello, Will. And then we have Destiny coming right over the 2 of Cups. 6 of Wands. That is, first of all, that's victorious energy. But it's also an energy where, you know, this person over here may, it's interesting because I feel like this person may be someone who in some way helps lead other people. I feel like it's due to their actions, right? The 6 of Wands, the reason why people are looking up to me, it's because of the actions I've taken. Not just the words that I've used, but the actions that I'm taking. Now, I could just relate to you. You know, you listening to what they have to say. 6 of Swords below that tells me that hopefully on both sides, but at least on this side, I know for a fact they're able to see what's been toxic in their life. Over here, I'm worried that they haven't, just because the 8 of Swords, right? There's a blindfold on. I need to really look at these 10s so that I can eliminate them, right? So 6 of Swords is just what has been toxic to me, what's been toxic in my life, even my own thoughts. But then the Wheel shows up, which talks about destiny. And this is destined. Again, it doesn't guarantee it, because your free will is first and foremost. Your free will can be like, no, I'm just too afraid. And that is your choice. But I feel like this person's going to persuade you. I feel like they have their work cut out for them. And again, you could be on either side. I don't know why I keep calling them and you. But I do feel like, in a way, it's like they know. And I feel like they know it has to come through their communication and their actions. But I definitely feel like, at least this side, they have really seen what has been toxic to them, and even themselves. And then shows the Wheel. A destined time. You know, that wheel doesn't have to spin. We can put a block under it to hold it still. And I feel like that's what the 8 of Swords does. It's like putting like a wedge in the wheel so it doesn't move. But I feel like this person's going to remove that wedge. So I do feel like they've got their work cut out for them. But I feel in the same breath, if this is something like that you want, if this is resonating with you, and you're in that Eight of Swords energy, you know, you're not trusting your energy. Your thoughts have like overran everything. And again, I don't want to talk you into anything, but I feel like just listen. Just watch. Let their actions prove what they say, because I feel like they're willing to do that. And not only are they willing, I feel like they know that they're going to have to. They know that they're going to be met with some resistance. And they know part of the problem, or part of the reason, is their fault. They know that now. They didn't know that back then, but they know that now. Seven of Swords. The Three of Wands. So what would this person over here, what would their argument be? I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if you're going to hurt me again. I don't know if you're going to make me fall for you, steal my heart, and leave. But then the Three of Wands shows up. And that is a choice. It's how I'm going to choose to look at life. That's through an optimistic lens. It's knowing that your ships will come in when they're ready to come in. Right? You don't want something before it's time. It's almost like if this person, I feel like, was before their time, then there was a lot of conflict. It doesn't mean you weren't even like, I still feel like I'll use Sam and I for an example, right? We fell in love at the age of 15. You know what I mean? And I forget where I was going with this. I forget where I was going. You know, and I do wonder, like, I wonder if we would have, like, stayed together, what our lives would have looked like. But in the same breath, I feel like we each had to go through our own experiences. And by the way, it's interesting that we have very similar experiences. Very similar. I mean, down to when my daughter was 15 and when his son is 15, and they're both the same age, our oldest children, both were in the hospital having, both of them had their appendix rupture. Both of our children had their appendix rupture. And it's interesting, it was at the same year, probably around the same time. We may have been in the same hospital at the same time. We didn't see each other. But we also got married to different people at the same year. I mean, a lot of similarities. He's a Virgo, I'm a Virgo. Now, I don't feel like you have to be the same sign, even though every single one of our numbers are the same. Our life path, our personal year numbers, all of our numbers are the same. But I still don't feel like that you have to have that. But to me, it was definitely a sign. So I feel like ultimately, the Three of Wands is saying you have an option in how you want to look at this, right? You can see it from the positive angle, or you can look at it from the negative angle. You know, ultimately, I do feel like this person is going to take the time to allow this person to open back up again. I do feel like I know that they know that they're going to have to, there's going to be work involved. But I feel like they're willing and ready for that. All right, I just want to, I know, I wasn't planning on making this reading this long, but I just want to use the Past Life Tarot. And I'm just going to do a shuffle. I want to see if it can tell us anything about a past life, because sometimes that can follow us into present. Let's just do a shuffle. Sam's knocking at the door. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Health. You know, interesting, because I feel like I get a lot of people who what's the word I want to use? Oh gosh, all of a sudden it just left my mind. I feel like this is, first of all, health. Interesting, because I feel like this is talking about in a previous lifetime. One of the reasons why maybe things didn't come to full fruition is someone's health. Like someone may have left that lifetime earlier than expected. But I definitely feel like this is talking about, you know, the universe and all that's waiting and all, you know, everything, and so much more than just our humanness. I feel like I'm just going to reach in and grab one more, and I'm just going to randomly grab it. Wisdom. That makes complete sense, because I feel like that is exactly what this person, they're coming to what I would call wisdom. And I feel like maybe it's saying that both of you need to trust that. Both of you need to trust that. Okay, I think I'm going to let that be, because I did not want it to be this long, but, you know, it needed to be what it needed to be. You know, and wisdom's kind of falling on this side of the table, and I feel like this person has reached that, where this person, again, in that Eight of Swords, I'm sorry I keep bringing it up, but it's so important that it be looked at, because, again, it's a self-created prison. It means you're not trusting your own energy force. You know, it's a gift. Your intuition, that type of thing. I feel like, interesting enough, often I feel like it's the feminine helping the masculine to gain wisdom of this relationship, but I'm starting to feel it's the other way around in this reading, where it's the masculine helping the feminine to gain this wisdom. Again, I don't even know that someone's going to put a name like you're my twin or that type of thing, but they know. They know that you're their love. And I feel like you know that they're your love. So, bottom line is, let them do what they need to do. You know, if you are willing to give it a chance, I have a feeling that this is going to work out, and I have a feeling it's going to work out for the rest of your lives. I do feel like that commitment is true. And I do feel like with the Ten of Cups here, and listen, this person's even gone beyond that, the Palace of Cups. Not with who they're with, but who they want to be with. Six of Cups, Six of Cups. From the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands. Two of Cups with the Wheel. I mean, it's just all here. The Star that then moves into the world. The Star with the Ace of Swords over it. Someone is going to say, I want you in this next chapter of my life. And when I say chapter, I again feel it's forever. But they're going to have to do the work to talk this person into it. And I feel like they're also going to have to put action behind it. But I feel like they are willing. They're ready and willing. I don't know if they're ready yet, because again, the reflection that they're doing is very, very, very important. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it there. I swear I could just go on and on and on and on, but, you know, then I'll lose half of you if I do that. Anyway, I thank you. I hope this resonated for you. I want you to be realistic. You know, I don't know how much time is between this reflection over here, even though we have so much fast moving energy, so maybe it is moving much faster than even I know. But again, you know, and then over here, yes, I feel like this person is receiving the communication. But listen, don't be afraid to reach out if that's what you feel. I don't feel like this person's going to reach out, though, because I feel like, again, they're in that self-created prison at this moment. But I do feel like they're going to free themselves. I really do. Because I feel like your guides are an important part of this reading also on both sides. So divine is helping. Divine is helping. Keep your mind clear. Keep your thoughts clear. And just be as open as you can be. And just with the possibilities of life. Whether it be this, you know, just the possibilities of life. And then see what happens. But those prisons, they're not going to help you create a better life. I know you feel like you're protecting yourself. But your energy, your intuition, it is your gift in this lifetime. It's your GPS. That's what you want to trust. All right, guys. I love you. I thank you. And I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.